What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Koski of Fun Day back at it once again, kicking it for you and yours. You know what I'm saying? And channel's been growing. Much love to that. I'd like to give a shout out to y'all for watching, and most importantly, I got to give a shout out to my ancestors for giving me the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Now, I just came across this story on the humbug, and this is something that we got to do down for Black history and for African history worldwide and whatnot. But it got a kind of a twist to it. Now, as you see, it comes from FBI.gov. So this is written by the FBI themselves. October 13, 2017. Coup attempt in Gambia. Military action violated Federal Neutrality Act. One of the two cars used in the 2014 attack on the Gambian State House during a coup attempt in Gambia. Several naturalized Americans from the West African nation helped plan and carry out the failed coup, violating U.S. federal law. When a group of naturalized Americans from the Gambia tried to help overthrow their government of their West African homeland in 2014, they thought they would be held as heroes. Not only did they fail, they were all charged in the United States under the Neutrality Act, a little-known federal law that prohibits Americans from waging war against friendly nations. The two Americans were killed in a failed coup attempt on December 30th, 2014. The next day, distraught Gambian American Papa File entered the U.S. Embassy in neighboring Senegal. He said, "I need to get back to the United States. The Gambians are looking for me," said Special Agent Jeffrey Van Nest from the FBI's Minneapolis field office. When the embassy staff asked why, Fowle said he was part of the attempted coup, and that's when we got involved. So this right here is the arsenal they had, so that they had, this they had to go down, making the coup happen. Embassy staff immediately notified the legal attaché, the FBI special agent assigned to the U.S. Embassy. The legal attaché interviewed Fall and quickly determined there was a possible violation of the Neutrality Act and notified the Department of Justice and the FBI office in Fall's hometown of Minneapolis. Van Ness was a squad supervisor over the investigation. Fall cooperation has led to conspirators in other U.S. states requiring involvement from the FBI field offices in Atlanta, Baltimore, Charlotte, Louisville, Memphis, San Antonio, and Seattle. So this dude Fall, he snitched on everybody. You know what I'm saying? He ratted everybody out. Agents also traveled to the Gambia, Senegal, and Germany. The FBI coordinated with other federal agencies, including the Department of State, the Department of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and the U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Command. The FBI agents interviewed subjects and searched the computers and reviewed financial and travel and phone records. The evidence helped the agents piece together the conspiracy. Members of the Gambian diaspora, who have formed the Gambian Freedom League, hatched a plan in 2012 to overthrow then President Yahya Jammeh. The group included Gambians living in America, Europe, and Africa. Chinoni, General 9, a naturalized American who lived in Texas, planned to serve as an interim leader in Gambia. So they had some plans, I guess. 9 also financed much of the operation and arranged for another conspirator to buy weapons for the coup. 9 kept the meticulous financial records showing how much he paid for ammunition and weapons, as well as their serial numbers. The weapons were smuggled into Gambia and hidden in the clothes inside of 55-gallon barrels. The planned attack, developed by the co-conspirators with U.S. Army experience, had coup members meet at the safe house in Gambia. 2 teams, one of 6 men and one of 4, armed with smuggled weapons, wearing military gear, attacked the Gambian State House. Gambian soldiers killed several of the attackers, including 2 Americans. Others escaped or was captured. Security forces also collected numerous weapons and military equipment. As part of the investigation, FBI agents from Minneapolis received permission to travel to Ghana to Gambia to look at the evidence and the bodies of the 2 Americans killed in the attack. The trip into Gambia was tense because President Jimmy initially believed the U.S. military was behind the attack. Gambian military and intelligence officials escorted the FBI agents during their visit. So here's a quick timeline of it. The coup attempt in Gambia, December 30th, 2014. 5 Americans were convicted in their role in participating in the plot. 2 others were killed in the attempt. Convicted of conspiracy to violate the Neutrality Act. Ages as of May 12, 2017. Pop-up file 48, Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Also convicted of firearms violation. Sentenced to time served. He was the one that was ratting on everybody. All right, he the one that broke up the worldwide network. Chanel Nye, 59, of Lakeway Terrace, Texas, also is convicted of firearms violation, sentenced to 1 year and a day. So he probably did most of that in the county. You know what I'm saying? Angela Burrow, 44, of Lorraine, Tennessee, also convicted of firearms violation, sentenced to 6 months. Banky Manaha, 44, Jonesboro, Georgia, also convicted of firearms violation, sentenced to 6 months. So they ain't really get that much time as we see. You know what I'm saying? Prior to release, convicted of conspiracy to export defense articles, Ajay Boy, 46, of Raleigh, North Carolina, sentenced to 9 months. You know, as of March 27, 2017. That's the weapons they got from them, you know. Agents identified 20 more weapons purchased by the Americans using money Najee provided. They also examined the cars used in the attacks as well as the safe houses. They took DNA samples from the 2 dead Americans. FBI has investigated only a handful of violations of neutrality acts. Despite the investigation's complications, with numerous conspirators acting in several states and overseas, agents knew just how to proceed. The steps in the investigation are the same for most cases, said Special Agent Margaret Thrill, who also worked the case for the FBI in Minneapolis office. You have a potential violation, you gather evidence, you build rapport with the witnesses to elicit cooperation and information, and you listen closely to the Assistant U.S. District Attorney who was prosecuting the case. 5 men end up pleading guilty in the case. 4 were sentenced in 2016 on counts related to the Act of Neutrality, and the 5th was sentenced on March 2017 for buying weapons. None of the sentenced did more than a year and a day in prison, so they really didn't do too much, nothing, the whole crew. Short sentence notwithstanding, the very successful investigation delivered several important messages, Van Ness said. Rapid identification, arrest, and guilty pleas for those responsible, and ensure continued safety and security of American diplomatic personnel posted to the region, he explained. More importantly, the U.S. government capably reinforced accountability of the rule of law in a part of the world which has been cursed with cynical violence between warring factions for generations. So they felt good about that, you know, that they got down and they hit that stuff on them. But the reason why I did this article, because it was these guys, they took all their know-how, you know, and try to go over there and make a coup attempt. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. To the U.S. military training, you know what I'm saying? Each of them had some type of degree, some type of training to suffice. They took it all and they tried to do what they had to do. You know, they knew their homeland, they knew it was right. So this is the thing I'm trying to say about what people need to start, you know, not on this type of scale, but you know what I'm saying, but just start getting their mind ready. They took a chance. You know, I give them credit for that. And they only got less than a year. Maybe that's something fruity right there. All of them got less than a year. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, they did what they had to do. My man snitched on everybody. So you never know who gonna be weak file. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. The field officers. File cooperation led to conspirators in other states requiring involvement from FBI field officers in Atlanta. So he got some in Atlanta, Baltimore, Charlotte, Louisville, Memphis, San Antonio, and Seattle. They also traveled to the Gambia, Senegal, and Germany. So this is like a worldwide connect thing right here. You know, a sleeper cell, if you will. You know what I'm saying? A worldwide black national sleeper cell. That's some deep shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's Coach Skill Fun Day. Y'all have a good one. Peace.